Ashley, one of our great female listeners, I don't know the insight she has into this, but she's saying make sure to ask Tyler about their offensive line dinners at the Chop House.
Oh, wow.
So, how we haven't been invited.
Well, I bet there's some meat consumed in that damn thing.
How we haven't been invited to that yet, I don't know why. Let's talk a little Alabama football, man.
The Crimson Tide winners over the weekend over Arkansas, and Tyler is with us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, and he is presented by CraneWorks, the big guy. Tells you look for the big dog when it comes to CraneWorks and RentalWorks. Welcome in, Tyler. How are you today?
I'm great. How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. I guess we'll save the steakhouse discussion for later, but I am interested in discussing this with you. Let's go back to the game. It was, kind of a strange game. It looked like two different teams in the first half and the second half. Nick Saban even said, normally y'all ask me about the halftime speech. No reason to go into it because it must not have been very good. What happened in the second half? It just felt different.
It felt like we just have to work on finishing a lot more. We're capable of it. It comes down to the same thing as every game this year. We just have to put together 10 minutes of football. And that just comes from carrying over intensity and keeping momentum. And what I mean by keeping momentum is, well, from the offensive perspective, we can't have drive stoppers. Drive stoppers, a drop ball, a tackle for a loss, or a sack, which we have way too many of. And I think that's where it starts. We got to have stopping. You have to stop having drive stoppers, and that'll help us keep momentum. And that momentum will carry on to the defense, and it'll snowball in a good way. But that's what it really comes down to: execution and stopping the drive stoppers.
I mean, obviously, winning the football game, most important thing. But I thought you guys did clean some things up. I mean, only 5 penalties, no turnovers. It's got to be positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always want to take the positives out of the game, but there's also a lot to learn from. Like, we have to be a lot better in pass protection across the board. We just have to protect Jalen, like I said last week, it kills me. It kills us to see him on the ground as much as he has been. So that's something that we're going to have to clean up technically and schematically as well.
Well, I mean, I was going to ask you that because every fan is watching this. They see the stats that it's 5 straight games of 4 more sacks. How much of that can be corrected in practice? Is it a scheme thing, or do you think it's a personnel thing where you guys, including the quarterback, who sometimes is responsible for sacks by holding the ball, how much of that can be cleaned up in practice, and how much of it is just skill set, do you think?
I feel like being at the University of Alabama, we have some of the most talented athletes in the country. So I don't think it's a skill thing. I feel like it's just a technique thing, and it's also it's definitely a technique, and it's also an experience thing, So like, there's a lot of guys on the offensive line that are just getting some of their first starts, some of their first major reps, and they just have to figure out how to really embrace the moment, like take a deep breath and be like, okay, I'm here, now it's time to perform. But all those guys have improved a lot, and they just have to continue to improve. We all do.
Explain to me, though, the left tackles right now, and now it's, a couple of them that are playing at left tackle. At times, it would be easy for them to get down on themselves because of what is happening, with Landon Jackson this past weekend running around them. How are you guys as leaders on the team trying to say, man, I've been there before? You just got to pick yourself up. It's the next play. Is that tough to do, or do you see those guys dragging ever and you guys trying to pick them up? What's their mentality right now?
Obviously, nobody wants to give up a sack in a game. But once you give them multiple, it could really be detrimental to your psyche. But those guys at left tackle, they have really strong mindsets, and they've had the next play mentality throughout the whole game. It's like, hey, like, next play, we'll talk about it when we get to the sideline. And then once we get to the sideline, we'll talk about it. And the thing that's very encouraging about those guys, they know what they did wrong. Now is just time for them to prevent it from happening and just being more technically sound. But that's what's very encouraging about the whole about both of those guys, Pritchett and Proctor. They can kind of self-diagnose and they kind of know what happened. So it's just time for them to put it all together. And I think that'll happen very, very soon.
Tyler Booker is with us, the Alabama offensive lineman, presented by CraneWorks and RentalWorks, the big guy. Remind you, look for the big dog, CraneWorks and RentalWorks. So here comes Tennessee, and I do not have to remind you how that game went last year. Are you a big revenge guy? Is revenge a motivating factor for you when you've lost a game like you did last year to them?
Not really, because I feel like revenge, that's when too many emotions become involved, and you don't want to play emotional. You want to use your emotions to play. You don't want to play emotional, but at the end of the day, it's Tennessee. It's a big game. It's always been a big game here, and it always will be. But at the end of the day, it's just another game. We have to approach our preparation for Tennessee just like we have every other game, and learn from the past games and make sure we don't make those mistakes this weekend.
It's such a different team than last year. Everybody talks about Josh Heupel, high-powered offense, and you had that with Hendon Hooker last year. But watching them Saturday against A&M, they're physical. Coming into this game, and I was one of those guys that said they're not going to be able to run the football in Texas A&M. Texas A&M went out, tried to establish a run. They couldn't run. Tennessee on the other side flipped it around and really could run on this football team. When you watch them on film, how different do the versions look? Both successful, but last year it seemed like it was all about the offense. This year they're playing physical football.
Yeah, they're playing a lot more physical on the defensive side of the ball, and just from as much film on them as I watched, they do a lot of great things, and I'm looking forward to preparing for them this weekend. It's a big weekend for us, big weekend for the fans, and just excited to go out and perform.
Have you ever smoked a cigar?
No, sir. So hopefully my first will be on Saturday.
Yeah,
That's a good way to start if you're going to jump in.
It is a fun week at the University of Alabama. You got Tennessee bye week, LSU coming up for the team. Y'all were running the ball so well, and we got to see a couple of the young guys in there running the ball. You got a little Jam Miller, got a little Justice Haynes in there. What did you make of their sort of really first main playing time in the heat of a game? What did you think of the two young guys when they came in?
I think they both did great, and that's very encouraging because we have two very experienced guys with Jason Rodell, but to know that we have Justice and Jam, well, we knew we had Jam last year, but just to see both of them perform as they did in this game is very encouraging, because if we do get into a point to where we need to run the ball, we're very deep in that position, so there won't be any fatigue in the backfield, but us running the ball will also open up for the pass game too, and that's been developing in the past couple of weeks, and I'm very excited to see how we really put it together and play complementary football.
All right, let's talk about these steak dinners. So the entire offensive line, most of the offensive line goes for steak. What's the story here?
So that's something that's really personal to us. That's a time that we enjoy. So yeah, we just go out and have that personal time because we're always at the facility together. But yeah, that's something that just stays between us.
What's your cut of meat though, and how do you get it temperature wise?
I go for a ribeye and I get it medium rare.
Medium rare.
Good call.
Me too.
Exactly. I mean, what size? What's your maximum size of ribeye, you think? 48 ounce? You're a big guy.
My God.
Well, he's a big guy. That's a big
Before a game, I keep it at a 16 ounce.
Okay, 16 ounce. That's a little smaller than I would have thought there for you, Tyler.
Okay, I don't know how well you can tell my physique here, but one time we were at a local steakhouse. I ate a whole steak meal, appetizer, salad, sides, couple of beers, no dessert. And then afterwards, I could have eaten it. I can eat steak all day long. It doesn't fill me up. I could have eaten it again. And I then, to pay off a bet with him, I ate a full bag of 12 Crystal cheeses right after that, just to show him I could eat it again.
He could eat with you guys.
Yeah, I would spend all your next round money at the Chop House if I was with you there. So could you eat? How many ribeyes could you eat if it was like an eating contest, like a hot dog eating contest? How many ribeyes could you eat? Because I just love steak, man. I could eat it all day.
I think we're in the same boat. If it was just the ribeye, no sides and nothing, I think I could take down 3.
Yeah, me too. I love it. You ever had meat sweats though? Will you eat so much meat that you sweat in the middle of the night?
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten that yet.
Oh, I've done that once. It is not good.
See, by the way, we got to the 48 ounces there. He said he could eat 3 16 ounces. So there you go. There's the 48 ounces.
What is your go-to side?
I usually go smashed potatoes.
Okay.
Smashed potatoes. No salad or anything? You don't mix the salad in?
Nah. I'll get asparagus every now and then.
Asparagus, yeah. Makes your pee stink, but it's good.
Be prepared. Once you go to the NFL, they're going to make you pay for these first few meals.
Yeah.
And they're going to run up the wine selection is what's going to kill you. When I see these tabs these rookies pay, you've got these $600-$700 bottles of wine on it. That's what's going to get you. So you might as well go on and acquire that taste in the next couple of years of red wine because you're going to be paying for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not looking forward to that, but looking forward to everything else about the next level.
Hey, well, stay in contact with us. Maybe we can pay you when you get to the NFL and pick up that first tab for you.
Yeah, then again, maybe we can.
Yeah, maybe
we
Jim
can.
will do that. Maybe we
I
will.
was about to say I'm going to hold y'all to that.
I bet you will.
I think I just got outvoted 2 to 1
you
there.
did,
My
very
bad.
quickly.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
Very quickly.
Hey, real quickly, who's the all-time leading scorer in SEC football history? Do you know?
Will Riker.
Oh, look at that. There you go. Will
I
Riker.
love
Fly.
it. I love it. Guy just keeps kicking, man. Tyler, good luck against Tennessee. We appreciate the time as always.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice week. See
All
you.
right, buddy. You too. Take care. Tyler with us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, presented by CraneWorks. The big guy reminds you, check the big dog, CraneWorks and RiddleWorks.